Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share something that's been buried deep in my heart for a long, long time. A story about life after death. It's not just some campfire tale you hear and forget. It's something I experienced myself. Yes, I encountered something. Something that shouldn't have been there. And it changed everything in my life. Are you ready to listen? Because this story, it's long. And it's terrifying. 3 years ago, I decided to escape the chaos of the city. I wanted a quiet place, somewhere I could hear my own thoughts. One day, I found that house. An old house in a small village barely anyone mentioned. It was hidden among towering trees, like a painting from another era. Big wooden windows, a heavy-looking door, scratched wooden floors. It was beautiful in a way that made my heart tremble. But the moment I stepped inside, I felt it instantly. A heaviness in the air. Like something was waiting for me. Have you ever felt that? Like a pair of eyes watching you, but when you turn, there's nothing but emptiness. The first night in that house, I couldn't sleep. It wasn't just the hard bed or the musty smell of old wood. It was the sounds, thud. Thud, coming from upstairs, like someone pacing. I lay frozen in bed, my heart pounding, telling myself it might just be an old house, creaky pipes, or the wind knocking something over. But deep down, I knew it wasn't that. There was something in this house. Something I couldn't see. And it knew I was there. The next morning, I woke up feeling strange, like I hadn't slept at all. I explored the house, trying to familiarize myself with it. Then I saw it. Footprints on the wooden floor. Small footprints, like a child's. And stranger still, they were wet, as if someone had just walked through water. I swear, I didn't wet the floor, and there were no children in this house. Why were those prints there? A chill ran through me. It was like something was telling me to leave. But another part of me, I wanted to know. I wanted to understand what was happening. The second night, I tried to convince myself to sleep, telling myself I'd imagined it all. Maybe it was just my mind playing tricks. But then it happened again. That sound, thud. Thud, louder this time. And now, there was a whisper. So faint I wasn't sure I heard it. I sat trembling in bed, wanting to turn on the light but terrified that if I moved, whatever was out there would know I was awake. The sound. It was like it was calling my name. But I didn't dare respond. Why? Why did I feel like this? On the third day, I noticed more strange things. Objects in the house started moving, not obviously, but subtly. A glass of water I left on the table slid to the other side. Curtains I was sure I'd closed tightly were slightly open. I started questioning myself. Was I going mad? Or was there really something in this house? I decided to talk to the neighbors, hoping to learn what this house was hiding. An old woman, Aunt Sam, sat in front of her house, knitting with a calm expression. I asked her about the house, and the moment I mentioned it, her hand stopped. She looked at me with an odd gaze, like she knew what I'd encountered. She told me the house had a history. 30 years ago, a family lived there, a father, a mother, and a little girl named Anna. Anna was a sweet child, always playing in the garden, singing songs. But one day, Anna disappeared. No one knew what happened. Some said she drowned in the pond behind the house. Others said something worse. Her body was never found. And ever since, strange things kept happening in that house. I got goosebumps listening to her, but I still didn't believe it. I'd never believed in ghosts. I thought there had to be an explanation, maybe the wind, animals, anything. I returned to the house, trying to live normally. But things got worse. One night, I woke up in the middle of the night feeling a weight at the foot of my bed, like someone was sitting there. I opened my eyes and saw a dark figure. The silhouette of a little girl, sitting there. She turned to me, but her face, it was blank. No eyes, no mouth. I screamed, and everything vanished. But my heart wouldn't stop racing. It felt like a nightmare. But I knew it wasn't a dream. From then on, I started dreaming of her. The little girl. In my dreams, she took me to the pond behind the house. She pointed into the water, and in it, I saw a reflection, not mine, but a girl's face, filled with sadness, her eyes like she was crying. She seemed to want to tell me something, but I couldn't understand. Why? Why did she choose me? I grew terrified, afraid to sleep because every time I did, she'd come. The next day, I heard crying. Soft but clear, coming from the attic. I sat frozen in bed, my heart pounding. I wanted to check, but my legs wouldn't move. The sound. It was like a little girl, sobbing in pain. I tried to tell myself it was the wind or something else, but deep down, I knew it was her. Anna. She was in this house, and she wanted something from me. Finally, curiosity overcame fear. I grabbed a flashlight and slowly climbed the creaky wooden stairs. The higher I went, the clearer the crying became. I reached the attic door, my hands shaking. I pushed it open, and everything went silent. A terrifying silence. The room was empty, but there was a smell. Like stale water. And in the corner, there was a doll I'd never seen before. Old, dusty, with one eye missing. I started feeling like this house wasn't just a house. It was a trap, holding something inside. I decided to dig into its history. I went to the town's old library, searching through records. And I found something. A record saying Anna didn't die by accident. She was harmed by her father and her body hidden. No one knew where. A chill ran through me. Anna was still trapped in that house. She needed help. And I felt she chose me to help her. I returned to the house, no longer afraid. I felt I had to do something. I spoke aloud, "Anna, if you can hear me, tell me. I'll help you." That night, I heard a whisper, so soft. Under the floor. "Help me." I didn't hesitate. I went to the basement and started digging. It was exhausting, the dirt hard, like it didn't want me to find her. But finally, I found it. Small bones. A child's bones. I cried, not out of fear, but from feeling her pain. I called the police. They confirmed it was Anna's remains. The case, long closed, was reopened. I felt relief, but also sadness. How long had Anna suffered? How long had she waited? But after that, the house grew quiet. No more footsteps, no more wet prints, no more shadows. I moved out eventually, but Anna's story stayed with me. Months later, I started wondering, had Anna's story ended too easily? I began dreaming of her again, but this time, she wasn't sad. She was smiling. In the dream, she led me back to the attic and pointed at the wall. I woke up with an odd feeling. I knew I had to return. I had to know what she wanted. I went back to the house. It was abandoned now, covered in dust, windows broken. But that heavy feeling remained. I went to the attic and tapped the wall. It was hollow. I broke it open with a hammer and found an old wooden box. Inside was a diary, Anna's mother's. She wrote about her fear that her husband would harm Anna. And in the end, she learned the truth but couldn't save her daughter. I cried, feeling the pain of both the mother who lost her child and the child left in darkness. I gave the diary to the police. The full truth came out. Anna's father, now an old man, was arrested. Justice finally came. I felt Anna was truly freed. I stopped dreaming of her. But sometimes, I still feel her watching me, not with anger, but like she's thanking me. Thanking me for not giving up. But it didn't end there. After moving out, I grew more curious about these things. I started researching, reading about what people call ghosts or spirits. The more I learned, the more I felt. There's more to this world than we can see. I began visiting other places, places with stories, places said to hold something. And every time, I felt it. That familiar feeling, like someone was waiting for me. Once, I visited an abandoned hospital, hours from the city. People said many died there, and some never left. I walked into the building, the air freezing despite it being summer. In a long hallway, I heard it. A sound like something heavy being dragged. I followed it to an old operating room. The door was closed, but I felt someone inside. I pushed it open and saw a shadow standing there. But when my flashlight hit it, it vanished. Why? Why did I keep encountering these things? I started wondering. Maybe I have something that attracts them. Or maybe Anna changed me. She made me see, made me hear. I began documenting everything, every strange encounter. And the more I wrote, the more I realized. These spirits don't want to harm us. They just want to be seen, to be known. Sometimes, they need help. The last time I experienced something like this was at an abandoned church. A small one, untouched for years. Villagers said a priest vanished there, and since then, people heard chanting at night. I went at sunset. The air was cold, the silence eerie. Inside the church, I heard it. Soft chanting, clear. I followed the sound to an old altar. A candle sat there, and it lit itself. I swear I didn't touch it. Why? Why did this keep happening? I spoke aloud. If someone's here, tell me. I'll help. Suddenly, a strong wind blew, the candle went out, and I heard a whisper. Don't forget me. I froze, but I knew I had to find the truth. I dug through old records and learned the priest hadn't vanished, he was murdered, and the truth was covered up. I sent the information to local authorities, and the truth was finally revealed. I felt he had moved on to where he belonged. Life after death. It's not just a story to scare kids. It's real. And I've learned that these spirits, they don't want to hurt us. They just want us to listen, to help. Sometimes, they just want us not to forget. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Do you think it's possible? Or do you think I'm crazy? Tell me. Because for me, this changed everything.